Well, as always, creating a balanced budget and trying to fund everything we need to fund is the biggest thing we do in the legislature. This year, one bill that I was very pleased with was a bill that I hope will keep the foundation formula in place for the considered future. I think that's a good thing for schools. I think it's a good thing for the state. We'll be able to actually, hopefully, fully fund the formula in the next couple of years. That was the goal, instead of letting it just completely get out of hand where it would never be funded again. I've got 2 years left in the legislature, and I'm going to spend the next couple of years working on job training and economic development. In my mind, if you can give somebody a good job, you're going to solve a lot of the societal ills that we have today. If you want to help poor people and bring them out of their situation, a good job is to me the best answer. If you want to raise more revenue for the state, again, more people working and paying in is the best answer. I've spent quite a bit of time the last couple of years researching and looking at what other states are doing. About 70% of the available jobs in the country today do not require a 4-year degree, but they do, most of them, require job training. We've got 13 community colleges scattered around the state, and I want to use those community colleges to do specific job training. I want businesses and manufacturers to be able to come to us and say, this is what I need, and this is how I need them trained, and we take it from there and do the training for them. There are so many jobs today in manufacturing particularly that it's not the old assembly line work that it used to be. It's not a dirty, hot, grimy job that people think of. Today, many manufacturing jobs are about reprogramming a computer to keep the assembly line working. When it breaks down, everything stops, and someone who can go in and restart that assembly line is worth their weight in gold. Today, if you can graduate an electric line worker, they probably start at better than $50,000 a year. Welders in the Springfield area start at good money if they're good welders and they have a certificate. Those are the kind of things I think can help. I've watched other states do this. There's a process where when a company wants to come to our state, I want one person that works for the state to be able to take them by the hand, help them get any tax credits they've got coming, help them get any DNR permits that they need, help them get the job training that they need, and lead them through the whole process instead of a scattered state hierarchy that no one knows where to go or what to do. It's very confusing for the average business owner. And I want to simplify that, and I think those will be my goals for the next couple of years, to try to make that whole system work better.
I happen to be the presiding commissioner that has shepherded the county through its transition into a first-class county. We have become our own individual judicial circuit, the 38th, and we now have a Division I and a Division II circuit within the 38th Judicial Circuit. Accommodations for that require a lot of thought, a lot of preparation, and we're in the middle of that right now. It speaks well of Christian County, the citizens, and the services they deserve and they should expect, and we try to provide those services. It's not without its challenges, and we're up to the task. The things that are under consideration right now, and I'll refer back to the judicial system, we're really cramped. The prosecutor is basically, people are nearly sitting on top of each other. We need to expand her available workspace, and we're considering an additional building. It would be a new structure that would accommodate the prosecutor. That would also allow us to accommodate this second judicial division. We just really don't have a modern courtroom for this judge to function in. If the prosecutor's office can be vacated, we can retrofit that and turn it into another criminal court suitable for criminal trials. And that's something we have to attack. We have to do it. We have to do it effectively, and there's some immediacy to that need. Some of the things that Christian County should be proud of, and I know I've addressed this before, but is the quality and the character of our citizens. The work ethic of our residents is second to none. We're in a very important tri-county area of the state. It's a major economic driver for the state. We happen to occupy a spot between two very important counties, that being Greene and that being Taney. Those counties, once again, are very important to the state. And we're the recipient of the benefits of lying in the area we do. A lot of our residents work in either one of those counties. A lot of visitors to the area must travel through Christian County to reach their destinations. And every time they stop, eat, buy gas, buy supplies, whatever, it benefits Christian County. And we are extremely happy to be in that position.
One thing that we are very proud of is the implementation of several substations throughout the county. We do have substations inside of some of our county schools now, to include Spokane High School, Highlandville Middle School, and soon we will have a substation opening at the Chadwick schools. Deputies are able to stay in the outer parts of the county. They don't have to come back to the office in Ozark, and are able to focus more on community-oriented policing. And what that does is it creates a better relationship for the sheriff's offices and the citizens of the county. One other thing that we've accomplished over the last year, reinstituting the DARE program at a level that you would expect it to be operating at. We've provided our DARE officer with more resources, and we think these things are important. As you know, the children are our future, and if we don't touch them early, then we leave that opportunity behind that we have. So the DARE program is very important, and we put it at the forefront of what we're doing. We are looking to the future and hoping to accomplish the relationship with the citizens, to have a very good working relationship with the citizens, and have the citizens know that we are here to serve them, and for them to understand that we want them to call us for help. When they see something out of the ordinary or unusual in their neighborhood or their area, we want to be able to have an open dialogue with them and be able to come and talk to them and solve the problems that they may be seeing. In closing, I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and please, if you see one of the deputies on the road, don't hesitate to stop them and say hi, tell them who you are, and if you have any concerns or need help, ask for it.
As a lifelong Nixa resident, I can remember that town of 1,200 that I grew up in, and now see the city of 20,000 it's become. I know that's a result of the incredible work that those before us have put in at the schools, at the city, and throughout our community. All of that incredible growth has led to all the things that we can become in the future. Nixa is poised for another great round of growth as we bring in more houses, more businesses, and other economic development to our community. We have new roads being constructed throughout our community, from Highway 14, 160, Main Street and Tracker, to next year a widening of 14 throughout our community. Along with that, we're going to have new sidewalks, new connectivity that allow our students and our children to cross from one end of town to the other safely. We're also working to bring new economic development, from our gigabit city status to new businesses, and working with our county partners to bring in an economic developer that will help increase businesses, retail, and commercial throughout our community. One of the city's key strategies is to be more open, to have greater communication with our citizens. We're doing that through our new updated website, our Nixa City News, and through community outreach and our Nixa Fest, which are going to be happening throughout the community in small neighborhoods, allowing you to interact with your city council and your community. The city is continuing to work hard to bring more recreational opportunities, whether that's walking trails and sidewalks, new parks, and additional recreational opportunities that will include all of our community.
There's been a lot of changes with the Nixa Police Department over the last several years. One of the biggest things that we've done is implement a strategic plan for our department, improving technology as well as continuing to improve relations with the community. Some of those things include placing laptops in every single vehicle. We've also implemented a new digital ticketing system. Each car is now outfitted with a high-def camera system, which provides even more transparency with the public. We've also really strived to improve the relationships with members of our community. We've done that through things such as the Citizens Police Academy, an opportunity for people to come in, learn a little more about our department, what our officers do on a daily basis, and we actually put them through some scenarios on traffic stops, scenarios dealing with court, things like that. So that's one way that we feel that we can bring the public in to learn a little more about what we do. One of the other things that we've implemented is called Coffee with a Cop. That's an opportunity for members of the public to come in and actually sit down with officers within our department and actually just have a cup of coffee and have a conversation. There's never an agenda. It's just an opportunity to meet one-on-one to get to know the officers within the department. One of the biggest goals moving forward is to make sure that our department stays up with the growth of the city. Currently in 2016, our calls for service are actually up about 19% over 2014. With that, we've actually able to keep the crime rates relatively low for the city of Nixa. So that addition to calls for service is actually attributed to the growth of our city. And as the city continues to grow, those calls for service are going to continue to increase. So that's going to be one of our biggest challenges moving forward, is to ensure that we as a department stay up with that growth. And as always, the Nixa Police Department is going to continue to strive to meet and even exceed the expectations of the citizens within this community.
I joined the chamber as the executive director in February of this year, and whenever I came in and talking to some of our members and talking with our board, I kind of came up with 3 priorities that the chamber would like to focus on in the next few years. Number 1, the return on investment for our members is a high priority of ours. You know, they really look at the chamber as a great value, and we want to really enforce that and show our businesses really what we can provide for them. But we're also looking at being an innovative chamber and looking forward to setting trends and doing some things that are maybe outside of the box. We have new generations coming in, new ways of marketing and new ways of actually doing business. Our third area of focus is economic development. It is such a crucial part of our community. Our board of directors is working very hard to take the foundation that our chamber has and working to build on that and to look at things that we can do in the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, providing our businesses with the resources that they need to succeed.
30 years ago, we started out, we were an all-volunteer department. And about 1994, we put the first career people on. So over this time period, we've gone from a small rural department to really kind of a blended department. Our population has grown 4 to 5 times, and I'm sure everyone in the community is pretty familiar with that. But sometimes I think we forget that. So we wanted to kind of spend the year thanking the people who volunteered for us in the past because they helped us grow to what we are now. Another thing that we really wanted to touch on with the community was, again, to thank the community for the support that you gave us in the bond election of 2015 and to give you an update on those projects. Station 5 is completed. I think a lot of people have been and seen that station now. We also hired the staffing that will allow us to continue to have people available out of that station. So those parts of the project are done. We're coming down to really kind of the last final piece of the bond money, and that is going to be a ladder truck that will be delivered in December. So by the time 2017 rolls around, we're going to anticipate that we will have completed all of those bond projects, and I am happy to report to you that they did come in what we would consider on time and under budget. And then I think really the final thing I wanted to talk about real briefly is the fact that we are affected as public agencies by a lot of things that happen in the external environment. That could be presidential declaration or executive action. It can be regulations that come in, or it can be laws that are implemented. This certainly isn't a political statement, but I want to let you know some things that affect us. We did have an executive action that was taken by the president on overtime rules. That caused us to have to increase the salary of our battalion chiefs in order to meet the new requirements of that regulation at their starting level. One of the things that's been proposed is a $15 an hour minimum wage. If we were to do that, I want to tell the community that's going to increase our expenses on our wages and salary about 30 to 40%. And nobody thinks about the effect that's going to have. Since we provide a service, we don't charge any fee, and we have no way to collect that other than to go back to the community and ask for additional money from the community or to cut services, and neither one of those are things that we would like to do. So I think I just really wanted to close out with to let people know things that happen in the external environment, particularly on a national, federal level, and at times on a state level, also affect our organization, and they can have a negative impact. Our board, our administration, and our employees are working very hard to try and provide the best service that we can in the future that will also reflect back on what has occurred in the past and pay honor to that original volunteer department that we started off with 30 years ago.
Nixa Public Schools have a proud past spanning over 100 years, creating a legacy of learning that exists yet today. Many great accomplishments and results resonated from our past. Such achievements have set us apart from so many other districts throughout the state that it is difficult to pinpoint just a few reasons why we rank number one in our conference and Southwest Missouri, and we rank among the very best school districts in the state of Missouri. As many of you know, Nixa Public Schools have dominated the academic arena when it comes to state testing, such as MAP and EOC. Although we rank very high throughout the state, especially when compared to others, it would be a mistake to suggest that is all that matters. We take great pride in the fact that we focus on the whole child, each and every one of the 6,200 individual students. That may be the reason why we received the National Blue Ribbon Award, statewide Gold Star Awards, Outstanding Board of Education Awards, Best Places to Work Awards. We've received national recognition for speech and debate, music and drama, and our leadership through communication. The list of accolades and accomplishments and awards fill our proud past and set the stage for an even brighter future. The common denominator of our proud past, and most certainly also be a part of our bright future, is the ongoing support of our community's public school system, the Nixa Public Schools. Without this critical continued community support, we surely would have been amongst the many average school districts throughout the state. It is our community that has enabled us to be recognized alongside the elite few education institutions throughout this great state. As far as bright future, the Nixa Public Schools has never been positioned better than we are today to take learning to a whole new level. Programs such as Connected, where we use the teaching tools of our times to enhance the learning process each and every day, is but one example of what will shine brightly in our future. With one magnet school already staking claim as the first in the state using STEM or STEAM successfully, it is logical that on the horizon, another K-6 magnet school awaits a large batch of eager learners. You will see teaching and learning that uniquely prepare our students for their future, such as in the areas of robotics, Project Lead the Way, and GoCaps. Our students will be encouraged to take risks and experience mistakes because that is where growth happens. As my oldest son Elijah has said, with pressure comes growth. Mistakes are an option, but I learn from those so failure isn't. A setback is just a setup for success. And that is what we are all about, setting our students up for the greatest opportunity to learn, grow, and achieve. Will we continue to dominate academics in Southwest Missouri as we've done in the past? Probably so. Will this legacy of learning continue in such a way that we're able to take great pride in the fact that our students are well prepared for their future? I'm sure of it. So long as the Nixa Public Schools is an integral part of the unity in our community, our eagles will soar wherever they go.